Okay, good morning, everybody. I just got dropped off at Route 9, where I left off yesterday. There's a guy staying at the motel who gave me a ride out here. Otherwise, the owner would have done it. But anyways, I'm moving uphill. I have a steep climb right off the bat, but I just wanted to pick up kind of where I left off yesterday. There was a humongous storm that hit the East Coast last night on September 1st, and I mean, lots and lots of rain. Not besides that, I don't think there was much to it. Not like, destructive wind or anything like that. But so good that I was not out last night, that I was in a motel. But man, we just drove by this one, like, I don't know if it's a river, brook, or stream, but it looked like a raging river. So there is so much water in all these streams. I think the sun's out, so it's good, but pretty sure my feet are gonna get very wet today. And I'm a little bit worried about some of these crossings because these brooks and streams are just gonna be flush like they haven't been flush in a long time. One of my buddies, his son, got caught in it down in Connecticut. It was pretty freaky. Like, it flooded his car, and the kid had to get out of the window and, basically just abandon the car. But he's okay, which is the good news. And so, John, glad to hear that Nick's all right. And sorry that happened, though. So I'm gonna try to do 18 miles over to this place called North Adams in Massachusetts. So I'm really excited about leaving Vermont and getting over to another state. Got so much done yesterday. I'm in good shape heading out today. My gear is just all fixed up, and I made a lot of adjustments to my pack, including moving my water bottle and my phone carrier down a little bit because I think they were riding high, and sometimes they're a little bit difficult to slide my phone back in the case, things like that. So fine tune that and fix my frame in my pack, so that's all good. Everything's dry for a few minutes. All right, I was trying to catch these single strand. Oh, there's one. You can barely see it. If you look close, you can see a single strand web, or I'd call it a web. Anyways, there's a million of those on the trail. Literally a million. Every day there's a million. Millions. And if you're the first one out on the trail, your job is to clear all those out. And some spiders will rebuild them. But the unusual thing about those ones, there's two places where the spiders build those single strand webs. They build them at about calf or knee level so that they get around your legs and kind of bother you for a little while till you kind of pluck them off. They kind of disintegrate, and then it's like there's just more of them that you have to pluck off your legs. I think for men it's excuse me, a little, they get in the hairs of your legs and stuff, and so you can feel them, and sometimes you think a bug is on you or whatever. But the other place that they make them, and to me honestly it's much more common, is right at like neck to forehead high. And it's probably true for even people that are 6 feet tall, is they're constantly getting wrapped around your face. And they don't do anything. They just, the spiders don't bite you or anything else, but you can feel them on your face. And a lot of times they're just hard to get off you. Like, you'll wipe your face and they'll be on your ears and around your neck. It's just a little single strand of a web. Every once in a while there's a full web kind of attached to it. That's rare, but usually it's just a single strand. They're invisible. You can't normally see them at all unless the sun angle is perfect. But I'm usually out pretty early, so one of my jobs is to just clear them all out. And it's pretty annoying. It's not a good job to have. Okay, I'm pretty sure that's the steepest ascent that I've done in Vermont. I just realized as I was walking up there. So for nobos, it'll be a descent for you down to Route 9. Right before you get to Route 9, you can have a real steep descent. The good news is a lot of it is steps, so you have a nice flat place to put your foot each time, which I think is, you know, if you're gonna do steep, you might as well have steps. Okay, made it up to Harmon Hill, still in Vermont, elevation 2325, and it's a little misty up here. The view's trying to come. It's nice, it's pretty, still early, so the sun should burn all this off at some point today. I think it's supposed to be partially cloudy all day. And I think the highest I go today is just over 3,000, so I'll get up to like 3,100 feet, and then back down into North Adams. And then after North Adams, there's, I think it's called Mount Greylock in Massachusetts, that gets up to like 3,500. And that'll be a steep climb either way later today or maybe tomorrow. We'll see what happens here. The Vermont, Massachusetts line is 12.5 from me. I didn't realize it was that far away, so I'll hit that this afternoon. But I've got a really good pace going, so I'm feeling good, and I'm looking forward to fun, productive day. These little streams are flush with water. There's lots of mud, lots of puddles. It's hopeless. You can try to get around a little bit, but it's a slog. I was going to talk briefly about the repair that I did on my pack. It's not really a repair. So the frame sits, I have to do a video where I actually show it, but just so everybody knows, most of your weight in your pack, almost all of it, it rides on your hips, not on your shoulders. And over the past few days, my shoulders have been getting really sore. And I knew that was a sign that my pack's not riding right on my hips, but it was real gradual because my frame was poking through the bottom of my pack, and I had tried to adjust it a little bit. I thought maybe my water bottle needed adjustment, and there's these straps on your shoulder straps that you can also adjust for comfort. And so I kept playing with all that stuff, and over the past 3 days, it's just gotten increasingly worse. And the reason is because the frame was poking further and further through the bottom of my pack to the point where most of it was, the frame was actually hanging on my shoulder. So it just wasn't really doing its job. It should be pushing against your waist belt. And this is a real slog right here. And so that's where all the weight is borne, on your hips, and it's very comfortable that way. If you feel discomfort in your shoulders, you probably don't have your pack adjusted right, unless you have a frameless pack, and that's kind of a whole different deal that I'm not going to talk about because I don't have one, so I don't even completely understand those, other than that people like them because it saves a little bit of weight, about a half pound. I don't think most frames nowadays are more than half pound. But yeah, so my shoulders are getting more and more uncomfortable the past few days, and I finally figured out that, you know, there's these little reinforced areas in the pack where the bottom of the frame fits into, and one of mine had sort of slipped out of that slot, and that's why it was coming through an area in the bottom of the pack. I got all that squared away, and I mean, it's super interesting, right? Because my pack was getting lighter and lighter over the past 3 days, and it was getting more and more uncomfortable. And now it's heavy. It's very heavy because I just resupplied, and it's more comfortable than ever. So that little adjustment makes all the difference. Almost lost it. All the difference in the world. And so, and it's key. Pain will zap you. Like, pain takes away so much energy. Yeah, it just drains you. So there's probably some days there where I wasn't just exhausted from hiking, but from pain. Holy crap, man, this thing over here, it's like it's getting angry. as I keep walking uphill, it's almost like an ocean. I mean, it's just getting louder and louder. And that thing is no joke. Like that's scary water right there. I don't know. I'm not sure if I have to cross this thing up here somewhere or not, but that is some power right there. Looks like another beaver dam coming up here. I'll walk right over it, I think. Whoop. Maybe it's not a beaver dam. I think this is. I think this whole thing where all this brush is growing. Yeah, there's a den out there. The beavers have built this whole thing and now the brush has grown in above it. And they have a massive pool of nutrients in their den right over there. Probably poison ivy right here. That's the only thing that upsets me. Okay, there's the Massachusetts state line sign right behind me. I'm on the Vermont, Massachusetts state line, and I carry this Coke all the way up here just to celebrate that.